appreciate y'all watching that video from Thursday. I think it was called Decisions. And I just put everything out there for y'all, you know, for the most part. I appreciate the comments, man. You know, like, I know we didn't do everything 100% perfect. But, and I get when you make a big investment into something, it takes some time. I look at some of the other bigger investments we made, like the laser and you know, some of the other mowers, and I see how fast we're getting our return back on it. And that's where I kind of think the dump trailer may have been a little premature, especially knowing what we know now, that we ended up buying a $33,000 truck. But you know, we look, man, I'm not saying they're not out there, but we didn't find them. I mean, you know, a $20,000 truck would have been better. A $10,000 truck would have been great. But I don't know you'd have had a $10,000 truck to be able to pull that dump trailer loaded. So we wanted to make sure we had one for everything. Even though me and Cody both got, you know, he's got a 2,500 and I got a 3,500, but still, we're trying to separate our personal belongings and stuff out of this business as much as we can, you know, to a certain degree, right? But anyways, appreciate y'all watching that and everything. And maybe I should have said this for people that haven't watched some of the other videos, that you know, we are just part-time, and that might make it worse or better, I don't know. But we did, well, you know, I keep talking about why we did this and what we're doing, and don't get me wrong, we did start this with the intent of getting big, but it, you know, getting big to you and getting big to us is probably two different things, right? So keep that in mind. We do want to grow to be able to have a crew. You know, we want to be able to at least have 2 other guys that can cut for us full time. I think that's a for sure thing. I think. But we just been reinvesting all our money, and you know, still not trying to make it sound any better than it probably is or ain't, but you know, it is what it is, right? And we're not gonna sell the dump trailer or anything like that. We're not gonna get rid of stuff, you know, because at this point, I don't know, do we get rid of the walk behind? Yay, nay, I don't know. Morning, y'all. Getting started. We pulled out of the driveway a few minutes ago at 6:50. It's gonna be an interesting day. We haven't had anybody call and ask us to hold off on cutting. So unless we just get to a spot that just absolutely looks like we would be robbing them, probably gonna cut. I did forget on the first one we got to go to over here, one of our weeklies. It's she asked us to do some more weed eating and stuff in the back in this area where they had some trees and all cut down. So that is a little bit of extra work right there. On top of the other cleanup, we got a small pine tree to cut down too. But I got to thinking last night about all this drought that we're in and everything, and I haven't heard anybody really talking about it. I mean, on YouTube, yes, but like the Weather Channel, and I don't really watch the news, but you know, usually you can hear about stuff, and I just haven't really heard anything about it. What opportunities will this allow? Maybe what opportunities will this create for us? Because you know, somebody out there is not prepared. Like, you can't really be prepared for a drought, but what I mean is, how many people out there, if this continues on, how many of these guys that are just kind of doing it on the side and stuff are going to keep doing it? If this goes on for 2 or 3 weeks, I just can't help but wonder if some people will they end up getting back? How many people are going to make their customers mad by either wanting to cut or mess up and end up screwing up their schedule, screwing themselves, making customers mad and leaving, you know?
Well,
I just can't help but somebody's going to do that. I just feel like. It could be us. We might make a mistake. I don't know. But I just kind of think that maybe at the end of this, especially if this rocks on, and let's just say we don't get enough rain to cut grass for 3 or 4 weeks, then there might be some people looking. I'm thinking. I don't know. And also what it's going to do is, I think this time of year too, you'll pick up some people that have maybe been cutting themselves, and now that it is getting in the heat in the dead of summer, if they take 2 or 3 weeks off from cutting their grass, or 4, and get back out there and it's 100 degrees, I wonder how many people are just gonna say, oh, heck with it, I'll just get somebody else, even if it's just for the rest of the season. You know, I don't know. But I think it will create some opportunities. So, what was you gonna say? It's 11:30. Normally, you know, well, I guess every other time, it would only really be about 10 or 10:30 because we had one of our once a months on. But we're heading back to the shop here and where we started. We come north and hit everything we got up here. Hang on a second. All right. But anyways, now we're heading back this way, so this works out good. Just stopping right back by and putting the walk behind on. And we're gonna go ahead and pull a couple. This is the route that we're kind of still working out the kinks on, really. But I don't know. I feel like we do that every weekend, but it's been more difficult this year. As far as the yards go, though. I mean, I know there was one that really just hadn't grown all that much. 2 that really hadn't grown that much. But the other ones still kind of seem to be going pretty decent. I mean, probably not like normal, but they're still going enough to keep cutting. So, getting lucky with that so far. And they just said there'll be some isolated thunderstorms in the area. So hopefully we can just get some rain. Yeah, I mean, not too bad. It's $720, $11.40, and we have drove 26 miles. We're back on our road. That is beautiful. Let's see. So yeah, y'all, for this weekend, I was gonna add it up real quick and see about where we're at. We did like the 3,200 last weekend, I believe it was, which was, in my opinion, a really good weekend for 2 guys. Not a lot of overhead in that. We're gonna be way under that this weekend, and we're gonna, well, like I said, we're already at 720, and we're gonna go a little bit slower than that now as far as how much money, because these yards are different, you know, smaller yards than what we've been doing for the most part today. So with the cleanup included, well, we got $1,855 of mowing on the schedule. And we're thinking around 300 for the cleanup and cutting the tree down. Alright, y'all, no good. Last 2 yards we pulled up in have not need to be cut. That yard right there was crunchy. Huh, what Cody called it. So, what y'all think about the mower situation? I mean, what do? We just added it up, you know, the money and everything. It's like, on one hand, we don't even want to deal with a push mower yard. On another hand, I'd hate to give them up. You know, we've done fought this far, we've done made it this far in the year. I don't think there's no way we drop them now. If we do anything, we continue. Yeah. But the problem is, we split it up, and we're in, let's call it 5 different locations, and our goal is to build a day in each location. So here's the problem with the once a weeks, and here's the problem with the push mower, or walk behind route, whatever you want to call it. You get, not everybody on this route is going to go once a week. Not everybody on any of these are. It's not going to happen. But you can't get 3 once a weeks here, 3 once a weeks here, 3 once a weeks here, because I mean, you'll never get all that done. I don't feel like. I don't know if that's profitable. Zigzagging, going hitting 2, driving 40 minutes, hitting no, I don't think so. But that would be worst case scenario probably, but still. Also, with that being said, our walk behind route is kind of locked in on, let's just say 2 out of these 5. So we can't take a walk behind over here or here or here, right, in 3 other places. But you can do the push mower, which we already have. So I don't know. I mean, like I was just telling Cody, I'd hate to pull up at a spot, it's say like a $200 yard, and the neighbor's got one right there beside it. And, you know, maybe it's a $70 to $80 yard or so, but we don't have anything at that point to be able to cut it. If it's a small gate with a big backyard, we're going to screw ourselves. I think we just need to get a 40-foot trailer and just put everything on there. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, so we have just completed the motor route. Other than the 1 yard tomorrow we're going to do the cleanup on. Do got to cut it. So we were going to make 1855, I think I said, but we had to skip 2, so it was just too dry and it hadn't grown any. So yeah, but we're going to make 1855. That's going to turn into 1685 if I did my math right. So it ain't, you know, not bad. I just went the wrong way.
No, you can go there.
I know you can, but that would have been faster, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start letting Cody drive, y'all. But yeah, we probably don't have enough time to go over there and do the cleanup and everything tonight, so we'll just do that tomorrow. It's already going to be a lot quicker of a day than we initially thought anyways, so